So I just rigged Julie Clark's airplane for the air show. I'm gonna see if she'll wear a chesty while she's flying so we can see what she's doing. This episode will take you behind the scenes of Julie Clark's air show. She'll inspire our daughters.
Well, hi guys, how are you? It's so nice to meet you both. Hi.
And I'll get on board to learn about how she flies her legendary T-34.
Awesome, you're so smooth.
Yeah, but put me in a kitchen, I ain't so smooth.
Hi, peeps.
So that's Elena and Jason coming from San Francisco. And I'm coming from Toronto with my daughter Evelyn. Already? Yeah. Already into the snacks? This is our second daddy-daughter flying mission because the previous one went pretty well.
So you know why I put so many Disney movies on the iPad?
Why?
Because I thought it would be cool if we watched Disney movies on the way to Disneyland.
Oh my goodness, we're going to Disneyland? Thanks for keeping it a secret. Yeah.
So we left the moms at home again for Daddy-Daughter Flying 2.0. But first, we've got to get these girls together again.
On the paint.
You didn't even wait for me.
And let's show them the view.
Oh, it's so pretty. Daddy, look how pretty it is.
We planned to get to Florida a few days before Sun and Fun for some R&R at the pool, and to reward the girls for working so hard reading their Harry Potter books.
And we're on our way to Harry Potter.
That's Hogwarts, right in there.
I've been trying to expose Evelyn to powerful women in aviation, not necessarily to suggest that she should take up flying, but to make sure she knows there's nothing she can't do.
You guys sounded like you had fun.
Was that pretty cool? Your first plane ride was with a lady pilot.
Yep.
And she's been on a helicopter flight with Christy as pilot in command.
There she is. That's your Liberty for you.
Now, this being her first real airshow experience, I wanted her to meet a rock star pilot who also happened to be a female.
At least 85 or 90% of this is boys.
95% is boys. Yeah. Evelyn made that comment unprompted, which is not surprising based on her female-dominated aviation experience so far. And this is why I wanted her to meet Julie, who fought her way in to become one of the first female airline captains. She was super busy during the show, so we planned a separate mission to go to her home base.
They're a little high.
In a previous episode, Jason and I landed in her neighborhood to go fly with her.
I'm used to T6 in it, you gotta be steep. I'll get there.
Alright. And you did.
There's a dedicated episode around this trip, which was navigating the new Class Bravo airspace around San Francisco when we flew out to meet with Julie.
Nice, dude.
Alright, cool, man. That was my first 172 landing in a long time.
Alright, so go up very, very close.
I'm just gonna be slow, slowly. That's awesome.
And then we take a right turn at the stop sign.
You got any clear trees with the wings? Like, that looks close to me. Good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I've never driven on a road with an airplane. Oh, there she is with the yellow T6 mailbox. I love it.
It's actually a T-28, which totally dwarfs a T6. Julie had recently sold it. Anyway, the purpose of this trip was to allow for Jason to do a deep dive into Julie's inspiring backstory and for me to go flying with her. So this is Julie Clark's house, and she lives in an air park, and that is the airplane she flies air shows in her hangar garage right beside the house. Freaking awesome.
Well, I was hired in '76 with Hughes Air West, and that was the Howard Hughes airline, flew yellow DC-9s around, and my first airplane with them was the F-27. These tails were given to me on my retirement party, so I tell people I started on propellers and ended up on the electric jet, which I have to admit I never really came to terms with that Airbus. There were so many ways you could solve the same problem and get to the same result. Or it could trick you, or you thought you had it programmed right and you were, no matter what it is that wasn't going right, you're still wrong. The typical conversation was, one pilot said, I've never seen it do that before. Well, I've never seen that. Well, how long have you been on the airplane? You know, because it would just play tricks with you, almost every trip, every leg, every trip.
Michael Goulian is clear to land. Thank you.
And Airbus, this is Team Tempest, engine running, radio check, and taxi.
Well, Julie, you're loud and clear. Taxi runway 9.
Runway 9 it is.
And if you would kind of pull up to the right there on Papa, hold short of Papa, that's the 500-foot line. Hold short of there and off to the left, and then Mike, get clear there, and then we'll get you going.
This is not your high-energy, aerobatically stressed, but not built to do air shows, not even close. It was an a trainer to do air combat maneuvers in the military. Never designed for low-level aerobatics or putting maneuvers together. It was more of a ACM type trainer and getting the guys used to G-forces.
So where would this fall in the lineage of where the T6 was?
Right after. This is post-Korean War, your World War II and Korean War. Yeah, yeah. So yours 30s and 40s, this is 50s.
Patty, line up. Correct. Julie, line up and wait.
Line up and wait. Okay, wait.
I knew that was coming.
You got it. And Patty's watching me today, too, so maybe she heard that, too.
Okay. Patty, runway 9 right, clear for takeoff. The box is yours.
Okay, Mr. Boggs, the box is mine from Patty.
Outstanding.
There you go. I will not come down like a bag of hammers.
While the girls wait with anticipation, let's cut back to the less intense setting of Julie's home base. But before the flight, I had to ask about her golden engine.
This all started with Victor. He started me off in the 90s with his 24-karat gold system called Power by Victor. And then I switched over because his employees went up to Reading Eagle engines, and this is the Eagle Engine Stratus Plus Gold Series. Like I tell people, I used to wear a lot of gold, now it's all on my engine. I actually clean it with Jeweler's Rouge.
It was definitely surreal to be strapping in for our flight right in front of Julie's house.
And we'll just start doing a couple rolls, and then maybe a poor man's wing over. If you're used to the G's, then we'll do a loop, and then maybe a Cubanate, and then we'll come back.
Well, this airplane is very sweet. It's like a T6. Lighter, well, it's not as light on the controls as a T-28. I have to admit that was a real dream. The T-28 that I didn't like, it was always out of trim. I mean, you could just look over there and come back and you're out of trim. You haven't changed a thing.
But this trip was bittersweet because after this flight, I found out Julie was preparing to retire. Tell me about this poster.
Well, Sun and Fun called me. I said, I don't know if you know this, but next year's my final farewell season.
So if you're going to be at Sun and Fun this year, don't miss Julie fly. And to find out where she'll be for the rest of her farewell season, visit julieclarkairshows.com.
And I never believe in any runway behind me, so I use every bitch. I think with the T-28, I just got used to doing this. And here we go. And I didn't call the gear up, but I got the gear up. I'm more comfortable in this airplane than in any car I ever drive. I've got 11,000 hours just in this airplane.
I started on the F-27, DC-9s, MD-80s. My first captain upgrade was Convair 580, and my airshow crew was really taking off then, so I stayed on that airplane for 5 years and was #1 captain on that airplane for about 3 years, so that was nice. Then I went to the DC-9 as a captain, then the MD-80, then retired on the Airbus.
Well, it's an honor to be in this airplane with you, Julie.
Well, I appreciate that you're including me in your flight jobs.
I can really relate to you dealing with trying to get sponsors to be behind your passionate project.
Right.
That's what it takes.
Did you ever get to meet Howard Hughes?
No, but I got to see him from far away one time.
Okay.
Yeah, and what an interesting history. They used to say the diamonds were the double H for Howard Hughes.
So I can't stress enough how much of an honor it was to fly with her, and I really hope you're able to get out there to see Julie in her final season.
Okay, so there's about 4,500 feet. Now on a roll, we're going to pull it up about 20 degrees. So we're just going to pull the nose up, and this is just to keep you from dishing out. And then you always want to just pause for a minute to make it look crisp. It's just full. Now, see here, now at this point, now I'm really burying the rudder because this airplane really lacks rudder. I mean, more than I fly any other airplane, but it was right the same altitude pretty much. But if you don't pull the nose up, then you'll dish out. Why don't you take the airplane?
I got it.
Okay, you have the airplane up. We want to get about 160 knots. Perfect. Okay, now you're going to bring the nose up pretty smartly at first, right up there, and then pause it. Now go ahead and get that roll real. You know what I did? I let go of everything, so so you did that all on yourself. So why don't you try another one? That was really good. Just make sure to bury the rudder initially and then bury it on the last 180. But when you're upside down, you want to neutralize it because you really don't need it. That was very good. And you know what you did do is you kind of neutralize the stick. You almost go a little bit weightless if you feel your nose and you're going to fall out of it. You've done that before, I can tell.
It does take 2 hands though.
It's not light on the control. And once you go to like 210 knots, I do a lot out of recovery and stuff, it gets real heavy on the controls. Okay, on the loop now we're going to go to about 180 knots. Fly over the top, float is what I'm trying to say. And it's going to be a good 4.5G pull because of 2 people. But luckily we have 1 tank empty. So there's 170, there's 180, we'll just go ahead. So it's going to be a little bit of I look out to the left, a little bit of a hard pull at the beginning. Kind of see the stall, then you kind of float over the top. Now I'm really kind of neutral. If we had the smoke, it'd be great, but we don't, so there you go. And then you just kind of start your recovery, and it's just about exactly 1,000 feet. And the thing about this airplane is the initial pull, you want to get it going, but not too much, because then you'll dissipate and get the stall light on, then you don't make it over the top. And that, boy, you don't ever want to have that happen in your T6. Yeah, you just never want to get slow inverted in a T6. It just flips right on you. Would you like to try now Cuban 8, which is a 3/4 loop, half roll, 3/4 loop, half roll? A lot of left rudder to get this thing down to 180 knots. Okay, here's the initial pull. Just a 4. Float over the top. I don't have my smoke to help me, but here's about 3/4, a little bit light on your low. Go halfway. And then you get down to about 170 knots for the other half of the Cuban 8. Again, just about 4 to 4.5. Float over the top, look at the back of the horizon, and a little light in your loafers.
Gosh, you're so smooth.
Yeah, but put me in a kitchen, I ain't so smooth.
My next flying thoughts, I want to buy a nice Bonanza, an A36, and I want to fly for Pilots for Paws. And I've already contacted them, and they were saying, "Oh, Julie Clark." I said, the Julie Clark thing is not in this equation. I just want to do this to help animals, in natural disasters and how they get misplaced, and I want to do something in something that I'm donating my time and flying to. So.
That's great. And of course, I had to ask about Julie's famous signature move.
My signature move is the heart in the sky. And what that is a loop with a slow roll on top. But I do the heart, and then I turn real steep like this to see, nope, I got to pull a little harder on the top side. Because when I come out here in the spring and you're trying to get your G tolerance back up, it's ugly. You just got to come out here like 3 times a day. And then after about the 4th hop, then you're back in the saddle. But take 5 months off, and it's like, you really...
That's amazing to hear that. So you have to work that hard to keep it sharp.
Yeah, you lose the G tolerance, and I guess we could try it with 2 people, but I haven't really done it with 2 people because it gets really squirrely on the top.
Yeah, but I've got you doing it in the AirShow, right? So I've got the footage, so I'm going to cut to it. I will cut to that now in the video. Boom.
Now it's time to go up live to the cockpit, and let's say hello to Captain Julie Clark. Julie, are you with me?
Hey, I'm with you. Boy, you got to be flexible in this game, huh, Rob? I'm with you, and I want to tell you a little bit about my next maneuver. I call this Julie's Heart in the Sky, and when the air boss said the wind is calm, I don't have any excuse for this. Folks, my whole show, and Rob knows this for the last almost 40 years, has been about patriotism and God bless the USA and our country. And I want to make a very special dedication today, my heart in the sky, to all our troops and veterans who have been defending our country, our safety, and our freedom. And also our first responders who keep us safe here on our own soil. Here we go, Julie's Heart in the Sky. God bless the USA. This is Patty. I'm ready to land. Wade?
Patty, I got Julie clear to land on, right?
Okay. I love you, George, and it's really fun working with you.
Thanks, Julie.
Clark's truck. We're following her. There she goes.
Follow that plane.
Mindy. This is a little more run and gun than I like usually, but we got it done, I think.
Well, hi guys, how are you? It's so nice to meet you both. Hi. So now tell me your names. Elena and Evelyn. Oh, what a cute name. Wow. How do you guys keep those guys straight? So nice to meet you guys. You know, I've been coming here for more than 10 years every year. Yeah. It took me 7 days, Gary, to get here. 7.
Is that right?
I mean, I got stuck in East Texas and I got stuck in Georgia. And and I was between that weather system. So
well,
nice
it was
to
so
meet
fun
you
to
guys.
see you perform.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. Today was just kind of one of these days, though, where I'm climbing out and they said, I've been hearing all this other noise on the screen. They go, Julie, would you like to go to another dispute? I said, yeah, there's too much noise going on. Wow. So they give me 2212. You think now I can raise anybody on 2212?
So what did you guys think of Julie?
She was nice, but she didn't take her breath.
She didn't take her breath?
She's like, but she was nice.
She didn't take her breath.
Yes, she did.
That is the best.
She was really talkative.
She moves fast. I mean, think of all the things she has to do.
Is Lindy your dog?
Did you meet my dog? Did they get this?
Yeah, we were in the car with Lindy.
Isn't she just the coolest? Oh, that's right. Yeah. And when I land, I'm bouncing off walls because you're just doing so much adrenaline.
I know.
So I got
puppy.
no, she's 7. She's almost as old as you guys. I'm a grandma. I have teenage granddaughters. They got her for me when she was only 6 weeks old. That's the only puppy I've ever raised. I've always had found dogs or shelter puppies. So we're very tight. She's probably looking around and go, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Where's my mom?
She has to fly that airplane and she has to take care of, what was the little dog's name?
Lindy.
Lindy. And did you get your hair stuck in the fan?
Yeah, again.
I'm just going to bend down between you guys, okay? So, I'll just...
That looks good.
Okay.
Say flight chops.
Flight chops!
Huge thanks to sponsors and supporters for helping create this content, and definitely check the links in the description, and also on flightshops.com the related blog entry will have Julie's schedule posted.
Beautiful, huh?
And Jason did a great job with Julie's backstory episode. You can find that on the Finer Points channel, link also in the description and the cards. And until next time, keep your flight chops sharp.
That was so awesome. That was such an honor, honestly.
Steve, you're so nice. Well, again, thank you for including me in your activities here. I really appreciate it.
I can't do what I do without great stories to tell. I'm just a storyteller.